My name is Nova and I'm a sneaker reseller. Join me in my journey where I turn hype sneakers into riches. We got 5 Yeezy 700s that came in and 5 Royal Toes. A bunch of the Jordan 13 Flints that I ordered came in. I just finished packing all the pre-orders. They're over there. 3 more shoes left over. What I have to do now is update my eBay listings to specify that I do now have it in hand and I could ship it out almost right away. So able to scoop up a KAWS collectible figure. In fact, I already sold it. I'm not sure if this is a good price, however, it is a very easy $70 profit, so I'm not gonna complain about that. So today, Footsites did a huge restock of the Jordan 1 Quart Purples and the Jordan 1 Royal Toes. I got a total of 33 checkouts, and unfortunately only 2 of those were Quart Purples. However, the bad news is that I was using billing profiles that weren't optimized to reduce cancellations for Footsites in particular. So that means out of those 33 checkouts, I'm expecting a lot of cancellations. However, I would still be happy even if they ended up shipping out at least 5 of those orders. I feel like 33 is definitely not a bad result by any means at all. By the way, a lot of the checkouts that I got was from Champs. Now, there is an issue with basically a big amount of my orders. So all of the confirmation emails that I got is missing the address line 2, and that's a big problem because my Flints, which was supposed to be sent out to this location, unfortunately got returned to sender, which is returned back to Champs because it was missing an address line 2. I actually had this problem before in the past, and I was blaming the bot at first. At the time it was WhatBot, and this time the profile that's having the issue is Cyber. But it turns out that all of them were missing address line 2. The funny thing is, when I got a cancellation email, by the way, I got 4 cancellation emails so far. When I got those cancellation emails, the address line 2 is showing up on the cancellation email, but it's missing from the confirmation email. So that kind of doesn't make sense to me. Let me know if you're having trouble with something like this. They just totally ignore address line 2 and ship it out without that information, which is very important. I called Champs and I told them about the situation, and they told me that when I get the shipping confirmation, the only thing I can do is call the delivery company. So that's gonna be a pain in the butt, especially if it's gonna be through USPS, because they have probably the worst customer service. But yeah, we'll just have to see. By the way, I am going to be shipping more shoes out over to Stadium Goods, and I've already exhausted all of my free shipping labels. So unfortunately, I had to pay for this one this time. So I'm sending over a total of 10 shoes, and the shipping went up to around like $60 if I remember correctly. I'm gonna have the exact number on the screen right now. I can see why it's expensive after all. Even if I just ship one sneaker to a customer, usually it would cost around like $10 to $15 depending on where they live, but I think it is worth it being that Stadium Goods does have some of the best payouts. The only problem is that it takes a really long time for them to put the shoes into your seller portal, but prices are rising. I actually have a lot of pending sales for the shoes that I have at Stadium Goods and that I already shipped out, and the payouts are really good. And that's why in my mind that shipping cost isn't really that big of a deal. So the red dunks drop on DSML went absolutely horrible. They messed with the keywords again. Balco took stock. Apparently they have something where they can detect bad keywords and make it still pick up the item. But unfortunately, I am not planning to pay resale price for that bot. I do have other bots and I feel like I'm doing pretty alright despite the fact that I don't have Balco. However, I would say right now Balco is the king of Shopify. Even though the bots that I do own don't do too bad on there either. The funny thing is about this drop is that even if they messed with keywords, they didn't have any sort of bot protection on the website. And that means it sold out instantly. And the number of stock that they had was actually pretty decent. You know, it wasn't impossible. But unfortunately for me, keywords didn't pick up. I wasn't ready to mass link change, so that is an L. That's okay. On to the next drop. Speaking of next drops, it doesn't seem like there are going to be many drops this month. All of the planned releases were basically delayed. This month was supposed to be super duper good, but as of right now, it's looking pretty dry, being that everything got delayed. In other news, I did get a lot of Stadium Goods sales. Now, some of the prices that I sold these for is pretty low because it does take a while for Stadium Goods to take your items and then put it onto their seller portal. So for example, if I ship out items today, it might not be another 2 weeks before it shows up on my account. So by the time it went up there on my seller portal, the prices had already went super way up. So for example, let's say a pair of shoes is this price today. So I would list it at around this price. But then by the time it gets to Stadium Goods, it's over here. So that's why the prices that I sell them for seems a bit off. Anyways, here is an update on the Royal Toe situation. I told you guys that I would be happy if I got even 5 that arrived at my doorstep. I've gotten a bunch of shipping confirmation emails and I counted them just now, and I'm still getting them, by the way. I have a total of 16 shipping confirmation emails for Jordan 1 Royal Toes, which I'm really happy about. However, 5 of them has an issue with the shipping address. So as I mentioned before, for a bunch of my orders, the second address line is just not showing up, and I'm fearful that it's just gonna get returned to sender. There is a way for me to modify the address. Long story short, I won't be able to do that. If you want to know the details as to why, I'll have it in text right here, but it's a bit much to explain. What I am hoping for is to catch the UPS guy tomorrow. I'm not even sure if they're gonna take the packages with a missing address line too with them during their deliveries. Sometimes they do signature confirmation, but sometimes they just drop off the package and then they just run off. They're like the Flash. They run super fast, and sometimes they don't even ring your bell. They just drop the package there and then they just dip, like they're running away from something. I really hope that doesn't happen because I need those packages. So worst case scenario, I lose $500 worth of potential profit. What I need to happen is for the packages to actually have signature confirmation so that I can speak to the guy and be like, if you got those packages in your truck, you gotta bring them over here. So will I end up missing out on probably over $500 worth of potential profit? I'm gonna find out tomorrow, but you guys are gonna find out on the next episode.